Good morning. Today is the 13th of July and here we are once again at the British Motor Museum at Gaydon for the BMC and Leyland show. We've got a long way to cover, so we're going to have to pick up the pace a bit compared with previous years. I do apologise in advance if I get things wrong, if I fall over, if there's wind noise, if I get interrupted by random announcements and people. It's just the way that it goes on this channel. So we'll start off with the selection of Triumph Acclaims. The Acclaim was built between 1981 and 1984 and was based heavily on a car called the Honda Ballard, which we didn't get in this country until 1984, which is the same as the SD3 Rover 200. But this was a little bit more sort of related to the Ballard of the time, but sold in other markets. Not that sort of changed particularly. Pretty good cars though, actually. I drove one of these in 2022. This is quite a late one, an A plate, one of the last ones. Typical colour of the era. This is an HLS, which was kind of second one from the top actually, the HLS. And then we've got something very, very nice here. We've got a vinyl roof one, another HLS with a Triomatic or Honda-matic gearbox. Slightly different wheels. I think it's a 3-speed auto in these actually. But they all have the same 1.3 Honda engine, which is here. Very dependable engine. Biggest problem with the Acclaims is actually rust. I know because my mother's neighbours had one of these when I was growing up. It was a blue one, it was in 1984. There we go, yeah, 1335cc, new vinyl roof. It looks a little bit like an Avon Acclaim, because both have vinyl roofs. I don't think the Acclaim necessarily came with standard. If you see one, it's either an Avon or I think it'd be like a dealer fit roof. Another HLS here. On a Y plate, 82, 83, like the red car. There we go, the interior. The interior only very slightly changed during the production of the car. I think the one of the heater controls moved or something. It's a very, very minor thing. And we got this lovely CD model. CD was the top of the range apart from the Avon Acclaim. You can see we've got things like headlamp washers, and these had electric windows as well. So very, very nice. Again, a late one on an A plate, 83, 84. That's in lovely condition. Right, next section. Now viewers, what will happen is that we're going to come across quite a few cars in this show that I've already filmed on the channel. And this is the first one. Yes, it is an Austin Ambassador and it's a Y-Reg. I filmed this last year. It's owned by Michael, who is somewhere around here. And it was brilliant. I mean, what else would it be? It's a Y-Reg Austin Ambassador. It's a 2-litre HL from 1983. An absolute delight. It's a very, very, very rare car. They didn't sell a lot of them anyway. They're only in production for 2 years. Basically a sort of very heavily modified version of the Princess. And it's actually even better than it was when I filmed it last year. It's been improved and things. It's got a Van den Ploer interior, that particular car. And well, there's others here as well. Let's go and look at some Princesses. So when this shape of car came out, which is sort of known as the Wedge really, it was originally called the Austin Morris 1822 series. Bit of a cumbersome title, only lasted for 6 months, a particular name. And they were then just called the Princess, no mark name, not Austin Princess. Some people put Leyland Princess on the V5s, but just says Princess on it, as you can see. So as you saw the plug hole of despair on the side as well, of course. These are the sort of, I suppose on the earlier side of British production. 76, 77 on an R, this one, and it's top of the range one. This is the 2200 HLS. With the vinyl roof. Next to it we've got another 2000 HLS, but this has got some various accessories on it. But I think this is stag alloy wheels actually. And we've got a lovely sunroof. Strangely enough, despite the fact this is a top of the range one, you don't get a rev counter and you don't get electric windows. Which I've always thought was quite strange. That one very nice, 77, 78. And now we'll go on to a car I've actually filmed as well. This is a 1978 Princess 2 2200 HLS. It's very, very nice. Owned by Alan, who is somewhere around here. He has some beautiful, beautiful cars. And this is just an absolute delight. It's triple brown. It's brown with a brown vinyl roof and a brown interior. It's such a 70s delight. Look at all this. Absolutely fantastic. So, a couple of Princess, one for Princess 2. And then a very early one, as I said, they came out in March 75 as the Austin Morris 1822 series. This is an Austin badged one. So it'd be a very early car with some ventilation there, as you can see. Vinyl roofs are not the base model, I wouldn't imagine. It's the 1800 HL. In fact, we've got a base model actually right next to it here. And this is a Morris badged one, but I think there's some kind of story as to why it's on an R plate. It shouldn't be. The car was made 75, or even maybe 74 on a prototype, but it's registered on an R plate. So Austin and Morris versions right next to each other. What's the registered in 1977, so built in 74, and then for whatever reason it was just left and registered in 1977. You can see the front ends are quite different. There's the Morris one and there's the Austin one. Now we're getting on to some more ambassadors. The next one is very famous. Actually, this one itself is famous, this Van den Pla model. 82, 83 on a Y. Van den Pla, you've got things like electric windows. The only thing you didn't get, and this is a problem for the Ambassador, is the manual versions only came as a 4-speed. This is an auto. You don't even get a rev counter. You get an economy gauge. You do not get a rev counter for reasons. Not quite sure why. This one's in really, really nice condition. It's owned by a gentleman by the name of Lee. That is very, very nice indeed. This particular car, though, is, well, it might be the most famous one of all, actually. It's not the car used in 500 bus stops. It's used in the sequel series by Graham Fellows and John Shuttleworth, because it's nice up north. The car in 500 bus stops, I'm not even sure where that is, to be honest. It's virtually identical to this. It's also a 1.7, I think it was an L. This is an HL, it's also beige. And this is, well, it's a wire reg Ambassador. What more can you actually say? It's an absolute delight to actually see this myself for the first time in real life. Absolutely, yeah. It's wearing these kind of wheel trims on it. I think they're off a Montego, and actually in the series, it was made about 2006, I think. It actually does wear these, so this is pretty much as it would have been. How this thing survived for all this time, I don't know, but it's a delight. There you go, viewers. So what more is fair to say? Those of you who haven't only driven an Ambassador, don't sort of write the thing off as being the worst car in the world unless you've actually tried one. I have tried one and it was all right. The only thing I didn't get on with was the gearbox. I didn't find it particularly good. That was a bit of a shame. And then we've got some more. I've never ever seen so many Ambassadors in a row together. This one, well, the wheels, I'd say it's a Van den Pla. I'll have a look at and see if it is a real Van den Pla. Yeah, it's got the coach line, it's got the little badge, it is a Van den Pla. There we are. Interesting rear wiper on these. This has the wiper arm changed actually. So quite a late one, the 83, 84. And this one here, this 2-litre HL, is sort of almost exactly identical to the wire ridge one that I filmed last year. Another 2-litre HL. This series has got the actual 2-litre HL interior, which one of them doesn't have. There you go, there's the HL interior. Amazing, isn't it? Absolutely, it's amazing. And then another beige wire edge one, because why not? The more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. There we go, another 2-litre HL, 82, 83. The stupid thing is that this hatchback wasn't available on the wedge design until, well, 1982, unless you went for a tour cars conversion, which they did do. They would do a hatchback version of the Princess. That was it. Why on earth they didn't put a hatchback on the 1822 series or the Princess originally? I think it was just the fact that they wanted to sell more maxis and keep the hatchback design unique. It was a very strange thing. Anyway, back to the Princesses. These are sort of relatively late Princess 2s. You can see our little crown badge on the bonnet there. This one is a 1700 HL, which will have the newer O series engine in it. 17980. And then a 2000 HL, also a Princess 2. 7879 on a T. Again, brown, brown, and brown. If you don't like brown, then I don't think that's really for you. Then next, we've got a very, very late Princess on an X. They had a period of time where the Princess gave way to the Ambassador, and none of them were in production. It's 81, 82, so quite a late Princess. You can see the front end is a little bit different on these really late ones. We've got what would become this sort of Austin Rover badge. You can see the badging at the back is a bit different. This is a 2-litre HL. And then another beige Ambassador on a Y plate, 1.7 HL, this one. You can see as well, you didn't get a rear wiper on a Princess, but you did on the Ambassador. Another thing that probably was seen as an improvement was some things people didn't like. Then, this one's for sale, this particular Princess. You see, this has got the what became the Austin Rover badge on the front, although it's anachronistic, it wouldn't have had this at the time. So somebody decided to put that on. This one's actually for sale. I wonder how much it is. 3,250.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hello.
Again, the boot badge. If that's not a private plane, it could be a private plane, so it's a later car. But you can see this one here is more what it would be if it wasn't. Anyway, the 1.7 HL. This is sort of 78, 79. I like the colour of this, it's 1700 HL. More brown interior with fake wood. I think possibly that the Princess might be the car that looks the most 70s of anything I've ever seen. Thank you, Harris man.
It's funny, this car.
We've got another original Princess here. Just a vinyl brick at the back, so yeah, it's an HL rather than HLS. You can see the HLS has the full vinyl roof. The 300 HL just has the sort of, not quarter exactly, but the vinyl roof on the back bit of the car. That'll be a 78. It's strange, isn't it? How the badges have subtly changed over the years. This one, again, sort of 77, 78. I think this is vermilion, this colour, and this has slightly different walls. Actually, they suit the car quite well, to be honest. They do make it look quite nice. Quite like that. And then a 2000 HLS, this one. This is a 79 car. I've only ever seen this colour before, I think, on the Van den Ploeg 1500 and things. It also looks quite nice on this. This one's got a black interior. It looks very different like that. And then we've got a real rarity. This car was made in 1974. It's one of the earliest surviving examples of a wedge, and it's a Wolseley. The Wolseleys were at the top of the range, and somehow this thing has survived. It's a sort of pre-production car. I don't think there's many Wolseleys at all left. I mean, obviously we only sold them for 6 months, and this being a pre-production car is absolutely extraordinary. I think that colour is blaze red. It's built June 74, it's on an M plate. How on earth that's still here, I don't know. So, through here again, this more basic looking model on an S plate. We've not got any vinyl on this car at all. It's white, you've got basic vinyl seats. And that's just the 1800, that was a base model at the time with the B series, so definitely not a Princess 2 because they have the O series 1.7 in the base models. Here is a body shell, what the car looks like without any adornments. Presumably this just gets pushed into place. I wonder if it actually drives or not. It probably doesn't. There we go. Damask red with mink trim. Very early Princess, March 76. Contrast with this Ambassador Vanden Plas in gold. Very nice views. We do like a nice Vanden Plas. And that is the pronunciation that they used at the time with Austin Rover. Now, you can say whatever you want. It doesn't actually matter. The thing is that you let people say what they want because there's actually no basis for any of the three variants. The reasons for all of them, it's not worth arguing about, really. Interesting Princess here on like a Y plate. Obviously a late registration. I think production of the Princess itself finished in 1981. So this will be one of the very last of them. And another Wolseley. Early 75 on an N. Even though this is the Wolseley, you still don't get a rev count and you still don't get a 5-speed gearbox. Which was way all the way through to the last of the Ambassadors, actually. Looks good. Then another late Princess, 81-82 on an X. Of course, the Ambassador had a completely new dash in it and everything like that. I mean, they actually did a lot of different things for not a lot of time. I've always wondered about that. Princess 1700L. No vinyl roof or anything. 79-80. And then this is the last of them, 77-78, black one. I bet that gets hot in here on a day like today. And just a basic 1800. Might as well, viewers, just continue straight into the Allegros. If you've got some Allegros here, we'll go straight in. This is an Allegro 3, it's 82-83, so it's one of the last ones. I think production of these finished in 82. On a Y, 1.3 HL. You buy any Allegro or any of the Princess or Ambassadors, of course, they're all historic now, so you don't need tax. You technically don't need an MOT, although I would advise having an MOT every year, viewers, even if your car is historic. Another Allegro 3 here. You can see actually they're different front ends. We'll come to that one in a second. 80-81 on a W. See very much now we've got what became the Austin Rover logo, although it was being put on cars before the Austin Rover was actually formed as a company in 1982. This Allegro 3 is an HLS, this is a 1.3. Lovely wheels on this. See, there's a lot of shows. You get a rev counter in the HLS and you get a quad head up front end, which looks absolutely brilliant. This one's been a little bit modified. It looks quite mean actually, this blue car. It's very mean indeed, with the coach lines on the side. As far as I know, that's a very early 3. They came out late 79, so 79-80 plate. Again, on another very late one, sort of 82-83, another 1.3 HL. 1.3 HL seems to be the most common specification today for some reason. That actually looks in fantastic condition. Go on to the middle row here. Then we have some older ones here. This is the Series 2 Federer Super 77-78 on an S. I think this is vermilion rather than blaze red. Blaze red's a little bit different from this. Blaze red's actually orange, which is strange. There we go, 76 Allegro 1100 Deluxe, so the least powerful engine at the time. It is really quite nice condition. Blue vinyl interior, blue steering wheel. I don't know if we'll see a Quartic steering wheel car today. We might do. They only run with really early cars with Quartic steering wheels. They won't on the later ones, although some people do fit Quartic steering wheels to later cars. Allegro Super with a very nice sunroof. And we do have a Quartic steering wheel in here. So this is a 75 car. Let's see if it actually, this car still should have the Quartic wheel. I'll show you Quartic wheel anyway. There you go. That's a Quartic wheel. I've driven one with a Corsic, it was 74, which is owned by Alex from Active Assets, who is around here somewhere, I think. Amazing colour as well, definitely a Series 1 car with that grille. And then this is extraordinary, I've never seen one of these before. It's a Vanden Plas 1500, but it's a convertible. This is utterly bizarre. It's crazy. Why would you want that? I mean, why wouldn't you? But there we go, by Crayford. 74, 75. Vanden Plas, I don't think was launched until early 75 maybe, I can't remember now. I've driven one. And then rarity of rarities, an Allegro SS. This had the most powerful engine, 1750, with I think a twin carb setup. I think it's the most powerful one of all. Pilot build car, 73. Absolutely extraordinary. And the most posh version of the Corsic steering wheel in this car, with extraordinary interior colour, everything. That is a real rarity, actually. Crazy. And then seen a gentleman called Tom walking around. He's also doing some filming. This is his car. This is 75 Allegro with leopard print seats. Hasn't got a Corsic steering wheel. And this is 100 Deluxe, so it's sort of one up from the base model. Talking of Vanden Plas, let's have a look at some Vanden Plas, actually, some more of them. I drove one of these actually last year, and it was pretty good actually. It wasn't bad at all. The extra sound deadening and the nice materials that they put into these cars at the Kingsbury Works just make them a little bit nicer than a standard one. This car's had a different steering wheel put on it as well. So the wood dashboard and the picnic tables and the leather interior. Very, very smart cars indeed. 78, 79 and a T. This is a much earlier one. This is an N. I think this might actually be a Mark 1 they call them, which is a very rare type of Vanden Plas. Just not get run over here, viewers. There's always a possibility at things like this.
It's the front level with that one. So it's going round in and out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That's slightly forward a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is because the wheel trims are actually different on the series, sort of Mark 1 cars. Again, this colour I was talking about, we saw it on the Princesses. I also remember it most of all on these. Again, lots and lots of leather, bits of chrome and things like that. Very nice. And then we've got an estate. I think this is the only estate we've seen here actually. The chap looks like he's been enjoying himself for too long in there. That's probably why he expired. Oh look, we've actually got some more coming in now here. Including, crazy, this is an Allegro Keep viewers. And I always thought these were only on the Allegro 3, but as you can see, this is definitely an Allegro 2, and it's in a Keep. I've seen this car before, and it answers your question. So there we are. Could be 79, I imagine that car, yeah, 79. And another Allegro 3 with the quad headlamp front end. This is another, no, it's a 1.5 HL. Looks actually pretty good like that, to be honest. I've always had a sort of fondness for the Series 3 ones for reasons best known to myself, which is weird. But then I'm a strange person, viewers. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. So look at the Argent MG Club. So we're going more modern than we have seen so far. 2003 to 4 MGTF. Probably a 135 model, I would think. 115's only had unpainted mirrors, so I think it's a 135. This one looks like it's been breathed on slightly, or it's a 160 to an X-Power logo on it. And we've got some leather seats in here. So we go from some of the most modern, the classic MGs, to a much older thing. It's like a TC to me. Be from the 40s. And we've got a little friend in there as well. Looks like he's enjoying himself. He's got a long wait to the end of the day in there. And then we've got beautiful Lady 016 MG. You can see, even though this is the MG model, we still only get a strip speedo in here. Alex Zagonis really went after this kind of minimalism at the time. This is only the 1100. Be careful what I say though, because a little friend there might come and attack me if I say things that he doesn't like. But yeah, there we go. I have driven an Austin 1100 of this particular period. It didn't have as much power as these. It was a little bit more power than the 1100s. We'll be up to the Austins anyway, because it's still called 1100, of course. And then we've got some more MGTFs and things. We'll start down this end. It might be a little bit easier actually. 69 to 70 MGB with hard top. I think this is a particular name for this type of hard top, but I can't remember what it is at the moment. It escapes me. Then the 2003 MGTF in X-Power Grey. Try to fall over here, viewers. It's always a possibility. Probably 135 perhaps. This one is a limited edition. This is a Spark, just towards the end, 2004-5 on a 54 plate. I have got a review of the MGTF coming up, but I filmed in April but haven't released yet for some reason. I must get that out at some point. Then we've got another one here. Now, this will be a late MGF rather than a TF. From the back they look the same, but as you can see the front end is different. This will be about 2000, something like that. Then we have late MGB here, GT on a W, so absolute last. Be a 1980 car with the correct bumpers for once actually, which I think is absolutely fine. I think you just leave them as they are personally, but some people don't agree with that. And the correct steering wheel. Yeah, a 1980 this one. I don't think this is the LE, they're a little bit different. I think this is the normal one. Now this is something extraordinary, viewers, an absolute delight. An MG Maestro Turbo. These are worth, in this sort of condition, serious money. We're talking £12,000 plus for the best ones. These were very rare. They were only made from 1988 to 1990. It's basically a very simple idea. You put the engine of the Montego Turbo into a Maestro and give it some side skirts. That's about it. A very successful sort of combination, much faster than Ascot RS Turbo actually, but pretty bad torque steer as you could imagine. MG RV8, this will be probably about 95 or something, and a very nice beige leather interior of wood. I drove one of these actually earlier this year. It was interesting. The handling's not the best. You've got to be a bit careful. This is a delight, isn't it? This has actually had a different front end put on it. It's a very lovely colour as well. I think it's the only one like this I've ever seen. Yes, and the engine's not, well, that's not the same either, is it? Neither's the roof. Beautiful colour. Then got a couple more MGB Roadsters. This is earlier than the car on the left. I'll actually have a look at the certificate because that will tell me the exact date that this was made and the exact date registered. Let's say 68. Still got the disc wheels which were actually standard. The wire wheels were not standard on these. And then we've got this one which is a bit later, fish mouth grille on this one. Be a 1972, but registered 73. I think that's glazed red actually, it is. And then I think we'll finish this part on this Magnette. The ZB, which is a much larger rear window than the ZA. This is a 58. This is why I thought when the MG6 Magnette came out in 2012, I think it was, Bit of a strange callback to a model that most people have never heard of, but there we go. Anyway, that is it for this part. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again in the next part for some more incorrect information.